Hey, what's up guys? Gons here for the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. Obama has declared cyber terrorism as a national emergency. And this came out yesterday. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just an April Fool's joke, but apparently this is real. There was an executive order that was published by the White House that declares this, and I have the document here, and it says here, quote, "I, Barack Obama, President of the United States of America, find that the increasing prevalence and severity of malicious cyber-enabled activities originating from or directed by persons located in whole or in substantial part outside the United States constitutes an annual and extraordinary threat to the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States. I hereby declare a national emergency to deal with this threat." This is no surprise after it was reported by RT back in February 10th that the White House creates new cyber agency in effort to combat computer hacks, and more recently with things we've been covering here with Googletopia, Internet Fascism is here, and I'll put a link to that video in the description section, and also net neutrality, which basically creates a cyber panopticon situation. Now, the whole point of this sanction was to be able to go after any international hackers that may be trying to get into the United States network systems, whether they be government or business-related operations. And what they are allowed to do now is they can pinpoint the individuals or groups that are trying to hack, and they can basically freeze their money and they can go after them. So to get a better grasp of this, there's an RT article that came out which kind of summarizes the whole thing. And the article quotes Lisa Monaco, who is a Homeland Security advisor to the president. And she is stated as, quote, "By freezing assets of those subject to sanctions and making it more difficult for them to do business with U.S. entities, we can remove a powerful economic motivation for committing these acts in the first place." And she went on to say, "With this new tool, malicious cyber actors who would target our critical infrastructure or seek to take down internet services will be subject to those costs when designated for sanctions." Now, again, this just sounds like they're lock and step in the agenda of trying to lock down the internet and control it as much as they can and have legal jurisdiction to do so. And the article actually points out one of the concerns here, which is sanctions or secret spilling. And it says here, quote, "Given that the executive order authorizes action to be taken against entities accused of assisting deliberate activities accomplished through unauthorized access to a computer, though concerns have already gave way regarding the possible use of the directive to censor foreign news and outlets depending on how their source material has been obtained. Marcy Wheeler, an independent national security reporter formerly with The Intercept, wrote on her blog on Wednesday that there is the possibility that the administration might use the executive order to target foreign entities that disclose secret documents if they happened to be acquired in a method that doesn't cut the administration's mustard." So it just gives them more power to allegedly go after some of these malicious hackers. A couple problems with this, though, and again, the article points it out. This article is really good. I will link it to you guys. First off, this doesn't account for the number of hacking that's going outward. The United States government, or, either independent or government hired hackers from the United States going into other nations and, pulling up documents and things like that that are probably illegal to do. It doesn't address that issue. But also, it says here, aimed at United States activists, question mark. Andrew Weave Aurenheimer, a 29-year-old computer hacker who was sentenced to prison for disclosing a security vulnerability that affected AT&T and Apple, added that the administration's latest order may be ineffective given the realm in which cyber actors operate today. And he states, quote, "The measure would have been something to pass in the 90s when technologies for irreversible currency transactions didn't exist. As it stands, this is just going to hasten the advance of Bitcoin's adoption of criminal enterprise. Courts cannot seize Bitcoin without seizing the keys, which are held in countries hostile to United States enforcement arms. Obama's administration continually attempts to give the impression they're fighting foreign cybercrime, but every single indictment seems to be aimed at United States activists. I was falsely imprisoned by the Obama administration and tortured for legitimate and lawful public criticism of his corporate allies. Before passing more regulations, his administration should do their duty of making amends to me for the terroristic violence it performed upon me." So there you go. The concern is not just this national threat to America, but just within our borders, people that may be trying to get into government documents and things like that. If they hack or if they are exposed in some way, they are able to go after them, and they're trying to control the distribution of information. I mean, this is pretty clear that that's what's happening. You wouldn't declare a national emergency if there wasn't some sort of reason to allow the White House to go after individuals or groups that may be threatening to them, because ultimately when they do stuff like this, they don't have necessarily the best interest of the Americans in mind. They have the best interest of the corporate government in mind. And of course, cyber terrorism is probably just another excuse for the corporate war machine that is the United States to continue all of this wars and rumors of wars. So I will leave links to a couple of these articles in the description section so you can do your own research on this. But I wanted to bring to your attention that the agenda continues to lock down the internet, and this is just another step. They're fighting crime at the expense of your freedoms. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless.